O'clock. Let's go ahead and jump right in. I'm Carrie Scomp, calling from the Traverse City HQ office. Thank you so much for joining us today. We do have Todd Veza, our President of Commercial and Property Management, on the call, along with Lindsay Bach, who is our commercial real estate marketing specialist. And I hope I didn't screw up your title there, Lindsay. So she is all things commercial when it comes to CBCDesk and Buildout and Brevitas and everything. So if you guys have not met Lindsay, we will be having a session next month, actually, which will be an introduction to her and some of the tools and services that she can provide to you in the commercial department. So we're pretty excited to have her on the team. So you should be seeing my screen. If somebody can give me a thumbs up or let me know. Good. Thanks, Todd. Thanks, Lindsay. Thanks, Scott. All right. So this is CBC Desk. If you go to log in and you are told that you are not able to log in, please reach out. There is a setting in our back end that we do have to ensure is set correctly for you to be able to access these tools. Super simple to do. We just need to make sure that we get you the access that you need. So if you're unable to log in, please let us know and we will get you access to it. If you do have access to My CB Desk, which is the residential side, your screen's going to look a little bit different, but you can always discern that you are in the right login. For commercial, in the upper left, it will say CBC Desk. This is the dashboard of Desk, and again, this is all the tools that are brought to us from our association with the Coldwell Banker brand. So other tools outside of the brand won't be residing here. So anything that the brand provides is on this platform. And your dashboard's going to look differently because all of these tabs here are movable. So you can see how you can drop and drag these. You can X out of them if you don't want to see them so that they just are removed from your dashboard. So it's going to look a little bit different for your access. All the same tools should be available to you, but they just may be in a different spot. So I'd always like to point that out because if you're not readily seeing it, it may be something that you have to search for. So there's a couple different parts to CBC Desk. In the upper right should be your headshot and your information in your profile. This is not editable by you. We do have to do it on the administration side. So if there's something there that's not reflecting correctly or if your headshot's not showing up, please feel free to reach out. We will make sure that we get that updated for you. Notifications, I don't have any right now, but when the brand has information that's really exciting or very important for all of the brokers to know, this is where they will put that. So you will have a red little mark on the bell when there is a notification. You can read it, you can mark it as red, you can delete it, whatever you want to do, but that is where they put more pertinent information, especially if they're updating something in CBC Desk. This is where that information will reside. The little question mark here will get you to the Help Center. This is a great resource if you're in any of these products and you get a little lost or you have a specific question or you need troubleshooting. Of course, Lindsay, myself, other members of the team are always readily available. But when you click on that question mark, you can come here and get FAQs, training resources, notes when they do update things, and all of that good stuff is found right here in the question mark. The favorite link is set up by you. You can put in any links that you want to. So if you are using this as your dashboard, your platform that you log in every day and you want to be able to easily get to maybe a local MLS, or maybe you want to put LoopNet or CoStar in here, you can put any links in your favorites tab by going to Manage Favorites. And then you can click the plus and you can type in any URL that you want to. So for example, on the residential side, I have this linked over to Moxie. Our local MLS is here. I've linked to CBC Worldwide, which is the website provided by our brand, the CBC store, all of this information. You can drop and drag these just like you can on the tile, but it can be a good spot to keep all of your different technology platforms in one spot so you can link through as quickly as possible. Also in the favorites tab when you're in the manage is your notifications. We all get a ton of email, right? Lots and lots of email. So the commercial briefing can be turned off if you choose to. I don't recommend it because it does only send out once a week, but if you would rather come in here to read the commercial briefing, which can be found over here on the left, you can turn that notification off. So if you don't want to get the email in your inbox, you'd rather log in and read the information, you can turn that to off so that it's not coming to you every Tuesday, and it does tell you Tuesday at noon is when it does come out. Like I mentioned, if you do have it shut off, over here to the left, if you click on commercial briefing, this is where all of the new content is put. So you can see the CBC Market Outlook report is put in that just came out. The information about the global conference, which is coming to Nashville March 7th through the 9th. So if you're interested in that, you can click there to register. And then any of the other information that comes out is found here. So a lot of this good content can be also used in some of your blogs, your newsletter, whatever it might be. It's a great place to find content. And again, that was right here in the commercial briefing. We'll talk about this in a minute, but this is a great what's new on CBC Brandserv. We all know our Pathfinders, our new logo has come out. All of that's available in Brandserv now. So if you're working on refreshing any of your assets, obviously Lindsay can help you with the correct logos as well. But all of that is now available in Brandserv, along with a lot of social media content that you can share on your own pages should you choose to. So we talked about the menus up here in the upper right. If you ever are in Desk and you're just not quite sure how to get back, you can always click in the upper left and then it'll take you right back to your platform. All of these tiles will show up anytime you click on CBC Desk. If you click on apps, it takes you right back to the same place. So these are called different things. They're called technology platforms, they're called apps, they're called tiles. They can be called any different things, and sometimes I'll refer to them differently, but anytime we talk about any of these assets, those are the apps that you have access to. Continuing over to the left, if we click on CBC Brand, we have Business Advantage. So these are discounts that you get as being members of Coldwell Banker Commercial. So if you've not been in here, I do highly recommend jumping in and taking a look what you can get a discount on. AT&T is a big one. You can save off 19%. We do have discounts with all of these different vendors here in Business Advantage. The company directory should have any agents that show up in your office. However, it doesn't quite work right, we've noticed. So we are still working with the brand to make sure that we do get that updated. But if you are looking for another agent within your own company, which by company I mean Michigan's a company, CB Schmidt in Ohio is a company, and then Paradise Premier and Sunstar are all separate companies. So you will only have those agents that reside in your region here. But you are able to get their contact phone number, and then it will let you email them as well. So that is the company directory. As talked about, the global conference, anytime the commercial brand holds an event, you can click on the events right under CBC brand, and it will give you more information about it, including your register links. So like we mentioned in March is the CBC Global Conference. ICSC is here for May. We have the Elite Top 2, which is invitation only, and the award information will be coming out soon, but that information can be found here as well. Clicking over to resources, the brand roadmap, because of the rebrand with Pathfinders, can be found here. We've launched it, it's been released, it's good to go, it's all active, but that information can be found there. We have the policy and procedures, and then for any staff on the call, we do have a staff admin resources tab right here. We already covered commercial briefing, so again, just pointing that out, you can find that information there. And then inside the marketing, we have a couple different options. We have information about awards. We have branding operation Pathfinder, which we just talked about, which was also found in the other spot, but we do have things like identity standards, implementation guide, and those things. So if you are looking to do marketing, obviously Lindsay's a great asset, but you can find those things here as well in the marketing. And then with social media, so we have best practices, we have a good tutorial on LinkedIn, and then we have the social media calendar where the brand will post things. Sidebar real quick, if you are on Facebook, and most people are, but you're not a member of Coldwell Banker Commercial's Facebook group, I highly recommend you go. You do have to request access to it, but Dan Spiegel, who runs Coldwell Banker Commercial, he posts great content. He posts kudos, he posts top sales, he posts information that comes out from the brand. So I do recommend joining that if you are on Facebook, because it's a great place to get information coming down from the brand. I just saw a note that asks discounts by which email, coldwellbanker.com or cbgreatlakes.com. Mike Keith, that would be coldwellbanker.com because all of this is offered from the brand. So it's all things Coldwell Banker. So good question there. Over under My Business is a lot of really good information for you. There's information about CCIM. There's information on how you can do a 10-year cash flow model, a 5-year cash flow model. We do have state coverage maps. So if you're looking for a Coldwell Banker broker in a different region, you can come here and look at the maps. And then we do have some of these forms. And again, it's all the Coldwell Banker forms. So you're not going to find your local MLS or your local state forms in here. This will be everything brought over from Coldwell Banker Commercial. If you click on the Learning tab, this will take you over to Coldwell or Commercial University, which we'll talk about in just a minute. But you can also get to Content, Market Trends, 2021 Q1 Relocation Trends, CBC 2021 Outlook Report. All of this data that the brand works really hard to provide to us can be found here in the Marketing Trends. Recruiting is probably not a big push for most of the brokers, but if you are a leader on the call, there is recruiting assets here, including our value proposition flyer, which is pretty powerful information brought to us from the brand. In March, we're going to bring in Evelyn, who is a asset with us at Coldwell Banker Commercial, and she'll explain a little bit more about the research opportunities that are brought to us complimentary from the brand. But if you click on My Business and Research, you will see here a lot of different information. Any information that you're trying to pull down, and we'll talk about demographics in a moment, but they do have that available to us as being members of Coldwell Banker Commercial. So there's a couple different ways of going about and requesting that market data, but there are research tools built in right here into CBDesk. And you just want to make sure that you click on My Business and Research. Yes, Daniela, any of this, back to the forms, any of the state forms will be found in your local either .loop or app files based on which region that you sit in. So if you are looking for any of those local documents for commercial, make sure you head either to .loop or app files or your local board. It just depends on each region, how they operate.
Okay, thank you. And then who got invited to this training today? Everybody that was on that commercial list?
Yes. It is being recorded. We do have and I was going to hit this at the back end of it, but on schmidtvideoclassroom.com, there is a commercial playlist. So any of the recordings that we have can be found on there as well. Clicking back on apps, I'm going to go ahead and touch on some of these specific different technology platforms, apps, tools, tiles, whatever you want to call it. And because we did already kind of touch on Commercial University, I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Again, this is different from the residential side. This is specific to commercial learning. So when you click into here, you can see you have your menu option to the left. Plus, if you scroll over here, there is featured training. You can see some of these are self-paced and some of them are virtual. Some of them you have to be approved to take based on your activity in the commercial real estate market, but a lot of it is available to you today and self-paced. This first one, Welcome to Coldwell Banker Commercial, can be a good place to start if you are new to commercial or if you're new to Coldwell Banker's brand. And you can see here is Dan Spiegel. This is kind of just an introduction to this, and then it always will give you information on how to take the training further. You can see a lot of times at the top, there will be menu items as well. You can register. If there's any PDFs or anything that goes along with it, you can click on Tools, and then it'll explain it for you. There's a lot of different tutorials in here, very much like when we went to the Help Center here. You also have that opportunity to get to some of these trainings right here from Commercial University. And again, much of these are videos and self-paced, so as you find extra time in your day, you can come in here and learn more about all of this information. We also have resources that talks about Business Advantage like we just covered. We do have templates in here, and then of course you can always get over to Express Docs if you do want to order any materials. But again, Lindsay can be an asset for that as well. If you come over to Learning Library, this will give you information about all of the trainings that are available. You can go you can filter any of your training however you want by these options here. And you can also sort by as well as typing in any keywords that you want to be able to find the training. So there's things like Buildout training, which will be great. That Welcome to CBC, which I already showed you, is found in here as well. There's CBC meetups, which are live. So I highly recommend, if you want to start learning more about the network that you have available to you from the Coldwell Banker brand, that you join some of these networking opportunities. Although CCM is not part of Coldwell Banker Commercial, obviously, it is a different institute, there is a link here and you can get discounts. So if you are interested in getting your CCIM, you have that opportunity here as well. And of course, we all have to take Con Ed, and there is opportunities where you can get to there from here as well. So I highly recommend checking out Commercial University if you've not been in there yet. One moment while I find, okay, thank you for muting whoever that was. So we do have the opportunity, like I said, to move these around. If you're ever looking for a tool, say you want to check out Buildout and you don't see the tab, you can come over to Filter and type in any keyword that you would like to, and it will pull up that tile, that link for you. You can also see in the filter that everything is color-coded in CBDesk. So education is a bit of that gray color, finance is green, because we all like money, right? Marketing is gold, the open ecosystem, which would be attached to CBDesk, but typically is an additional pay because it's a different platform not provided, is that lighter gray color, and then productivity is blue. So if you're looking for education, you can uncheck any of the other options. It'll pull up just your educational, or if you're interested in finance, you can leave these unchecked and it'll pull up anything to do with finance. So you have that opportunity to filter your view based on what you're looking for. You can also go to a list view. I prefer the grid view, but you do have that opportunity to go to grid view. And just like you can with the tabs, you can drop and drag those however you want. If you're not seeing something on your dashboard and you scroll to the bottom, you do want to click show all, because the view is truncated based on just those first few rows. And if you're still not seeing the tile that you want, if you click add app, it'll give you all the additional tiles that are available. But again, this is customizable based on your business and how you conduct your day, so that you're not seeing anything you don't want to see, but you are able to get to it if you want to add it. So back to the top, we did talk about Commercial University. We do have a listing syndication that is specific to commercial. So on the residential side, we have listing, but we also have commercial listing as well. So clicking on that tile will open up a secondary platform, and apparently I'm not in my right login to get access to that. What this will do is it'll track hits on things like CBC Worldwide, Crexy, everywhere that the brand syndicates. And if you type in syndication in our search bar at the top, there is a flyer that you can load that will show you everywhere that we do syndicate. So you can see that CBC Worldwide, RPR, Rofo, Crexy, Spaceless, Landwatch, Brevitas, Office Space. We do syndicate to all of these. If you have syndication issues, please reach out, because typically what will happen is you will put it in your local MLS. It will feed over to our back office system called Account Tech, which will then feed Coldwell Banker's back office system called Dash before it hits syndication. So anytime that there's any of those transitions, some things can go wrong. So if you don't see your listing correctly where you want to see it, please just reach out, and typically we can get that fixed. And if not, then we coordinate with the help desk to get that corrected. So we do have a link through to Crexy. There is a paid upgrade for this, but there is a free opportunity here for your association with the brand. I'm not signed into this. Obviously, I don't list and sell, so I don't need this. But you do have the opportunity to sign up for the free version of Crexy provided through Coldwell Banker Commercial. So I like to point that out. The question was, does Lindsay work for CBSR? Yes, Kayla. So Lindsay is a member of the marketing group, but she is specific to the commercial department. So we will be introducing her more next month on the call on our cadence now that we're having every month with training. So more to come on Lindsay, but yes, she sits at HQ here on Munson, and she is a member of the marketing group. So much like Crexy, we also have free accounts with Brevitas. So clicking on that link here will bring you into Brevitas. If you're having access issues, as always, please feel free to reach out and let us know. But you do want to set up your profile once you log in for the first time. You can do things like post a listing, you can add your own contacts, you can send an email campaign, which we have some other options as well offered from the brand, and you can also create a property site. Much of this is also available in Buildout, so I have found that some agents and brokers prefer one platform or the other, but both are offered to you via your association with Coldwell Banker. CBC Express Docs is a third-party vendor, but they do have the association with the Coldwell Banker brand, and I'm not real certain why that won't load, but we'll give it a moment. But if you are looking for certain assets like postcards or notebooks or pens and anything like that, you can come here and order it. We also can help you order any of that information through the marketing group by visiting the online submission form on Schmidt Resources. That doesn't seem to want to load, so I'm going to go ahead and just move on. But that is the CBC Express Docs. They have all the new logos, so the new rebrand logos are available in there as well. I'm going to skip CBC Brandserv for now and hit that here in just in a moment. So we're going to move over to demographics. As I kind of mentioned before, we do have the availability to request specific demographics from the brand. But this platform here, which doesn't seem to want to load either, not sure what's going on with that.
Crying out loud.
There we go. So you can come in here and you can get listing demographics, area demographics, custom radii demographics, drive time, and traffic flow. And it will tell you how many different reports are available in each one. These are ease of use. It's super simple to fill these out. So say that you want to do an area demographic, you click create area demographics. You can do it by address, zip code, state, CBSA, or county. I'll go ahead and just pull down a zip code. And then once this loads, you can choose which template that you want to see. And so based on what you're putting this into, maybe you're going out on a listing presentation, maybe you're presenting it to a possible buyer, whatever it might be, you'll know which one that you want to see. So if you click choose this PDF template, we'll give that a moment to load. And I do see some questions, so I'll hit that in just a moment. So, excuse me, while we're waiting for that to load, let me read the question. Yes, Danielle, that would be Lindsay. She's specific to the marketing group. So her introduction will come out next month, but if you need to find her information, head to the directory on Schmidt Resources. Demographics, Mike, while that renders, we will go back a step. So right in CBCDesk, you have the demographics tile right here. If you're not seeing it, go to filter and start typing in demographics and it should pop up. But do make sure that you're in CBCDesk and not into My CBDesk, which would be the residential side. You do need to be in CBCDesk in order to find that. We'll click download now, and then you can see this is the demographic report. Population charts, female to male ratio, daytime population, all of this information is provided and it is complimentary provided by the brand. So again, you can do it by zip code, address, county, however you want to see it. And that is just one of the reports that you do have access to right now. So if you are working on a listing presentation or with a buyer, I highly recommend going there and seeing what kind of data that you can pull down to assist you with your presentation. Let me go back one second. And it is going to be based on the information that they are provided. So if you go in and put an area or put a zip code and you don't feel that the information is robust enough, please feel free to reach out. Todd has a great working relationship with the people at the brand, and usually we can request this information or find out why it's not working right in the platform. So do make sure that you reach out if you're not seeing what you would like to. Those can be imported into Buildout, Scott. So you would download the PDF and then you're able to upload that into a Buildout presentation. We will be having a more in-depth Buildout seminar. I believe it's in 2 months. There is a recording on the Schmidt Video Classroom. So if you want to expedite that a little bit, or you can reach out to Lindsay and she can help you with that marketing asset from Buildout as well. So good questions. Keep them coming. I think I hit them all, but if not, make sure that you send it in again. So that is demographics. And again, if you're looking for something uber specific, if you're working with a really big client and you're just not seeing the data that you want, please reach out to Todd or myself. We can coordinate with the brand And they do have a person specific just for pulling the demographics. So she has a lot of other tools that you won't find readily available in CBC Desk, but it's absolutely available to you as brokers, and it is complimentary as well. So feel free to reach out if you have the need for that. Okay, so we're going through our tiles pretty good here. Let me get rid of the filter. So we were just in demographics, and now I want to talk about Blue Mail. So Blue Mail does give you, as a broker, an opportunity to email twice a month. You only get 2 a month, and that's, again, just to keep the spam at a minimum. But you can send out 2 a month to any other Coldwell Banker commercial brokers that are part of the network. So you can see that you can come in here and click Compose New. You can choose which area you want to send it to, including states, provinces, and countries. You can choose a specialty, so maybe it's just general commercial, maybe it's hospitality, maybe it's office space. You can put in a subject, and then you can type in a message, which will be in the body of the email. And then you, if it's your listing, you can select the property and import the property so that it will send the CBC Worldwide listing along with that email. And again, that'll go out to any Coldwell Banker commercial broker that is a member of Blue Mail that has subscribed. And when you first go into Blue Mail, it'll let you know that you are subscribed. So be able to send email, you do have to subscribe in so that you can receive the email as well. But this, again, allows you to send out messages twice a month. So if you have a new listing and you want to get it in front of more eyes, make sure you head over to Blue Mail, and it will send those emails out for you on your behalf to everybody else in the Coldwell Banker commercial brand based on those locations that you choose. All right, now let's talk about Buildout briefly. We will have, like I said, a more in-depth session on Buildout because there's just so much here. Lindsay's been training really hard on learning Buildout. She's available to use the system. We have other assets that have been really good at using Buildout as well. But this is an opportunity for everyone that is part of the Coldwell Banker commercial brand, and it is complimentary, as I mentioned, from the brand. So obviously I have office access, so I'm seeing listings for all of Michigan, but you as an agent would have the opportunity to put in proposals for your own properties or your own listings to market those out as well. So you can see up top you have some menu items here, including listings, email, comparables, leads, and reports. And I'm going to go ahead and just click on maybe I go back here. Let's just click on this one. So you right here, Scott, back to your question, is where you will be able to upload any of those demographics that you want to as a PDF right into here. Along with a lot of different marketing assets available in Buildout, I do like to point out that every single commercial listing we have will get their own website that can be used for marketing purposes. And when you're in the listing and you click on website, you can see that it does give you that URL there. When you click on view site, it'll pull up what that looks like. It's always going to be branded. And Alex and Scott, I think you're both on the call, so we need to work with you to get your headshots in here. So we'll reach out to you after the fact to make sure that we get those uploaded. But you can see it pulls in all of this information that you've uploaded, including photos. It does map it as well. And then, of course, it always gives the consumer or other brokers the opportunity to reach out to you for more information. So again, that is provided from Buildout. We all know on the well, maybe not all of us, but some of us that cross residential and commercial know Listings to Leads provides that on the residential side, but this is a really good opportunity to use Buildout to use this for the commercial side. There are demographics available right in Buildout, but they're not near as robust as what you will get from using the demographics tile. So do feel free to get those PDFs from demographics and then bring them over here and upload those into Buildout. Next on the stop is Campaigner. Oh, and I'm not signed up in this account. So much like Blue Mail, Campaigner does allow you to build out marketing assets, upload contact lists, and then you are able to send those out to your sphere of influence. Unlike Bluemail, where it sends to the brokers for you, you do need to load your own contact list into Campaigner for marketing purposes. But it is a third-party email platform that you're able to use. So it's much like MailChimp, Constant Contact, those kind of platforms, but it is available to you as part of being a Coldwell Banker commercial broker. All right, let's hit CBC Brandserv, and then we'll open it to questions, and then we'll be able to wrap. Let's see if I can fix my link. I'm going to quickly try to log in under a different user ID, and I do apologize. Between our 12 dash IDs, I tend to sometimes run into access issues. Oh, same issue. All right, so we'll talk about this. Actually, let me jump over to the PowerPoint provided since I'm not able to log in on my own. Here we go. So because of the Pathfinder and the logo update, we do have a lot of new assets available in Brandserv. Obviously, if you're looking for a specific logo, if you're building a custom sign and you're just not sure which logo you need, feel free to reach out to Lindsay or the marketing group and they can help you with that. But you can see our new branding aligns with the other two brands when it comes to Coldwell Banker Residential and Coldwell Banker Global Luxury. They have incorporated the CB star into all of the commercial logos. So we have the icon available with the double frame, which is a slightly different than the residential version. And there is the circle icon available as well. So you can see it's just a much fresher, more social media friendly logo available to us. All of your DBA logos should be loaded into Brandserv. It took them a little longer than we had hoped, but they are in there now. Pretty quick here, we will be having our awards information coming out, and if you as a broker or if you work for a broker that is an award winner, the logos can be found in Brandserv so that you can use those on social media or marketing, email signatures, whatever it might be. Those are going to be available. Those are available today in Brandserv, and the awards announcements will come out on the 31st of this month. So those are loaded in there and ready to go. We have new social media assets. So you can download these assets. You can choose to use them on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. A lot of them are customizable. So you can see all of the pink are where it is customizable. So you can put in your own DBA, you can put in your own contact information, that kind of thing. So we do have the information about the Coldwell Banker commercial core values, welcome announcements, recruiting campaigns, cover photos, all of that information is in here. Any of the photography assets that you see in Brandserv are absolutely able to be used by you as being associated with Coldwell Banker Commercial. You don't have to worry about copyright issues or anything. If it's in Brandserv, you're able to use it. We have great virtual meeting backgrounds. We all know that we meet with a lot of our customers now virtually first, or maybe the entire time that we're in a working relationship. And they do have these very professional, very sharp looking meeting backgrounds available. These can be used in Zoom, which is what we're in right now. They can be used in Google Hangouts along with Microsoft Teams. So those assets are available. Some of them are customizable where you can put your own name and your DBA on it. And some of them are just meant to be pulled down and used right away without customizing them. In Brandserv, it does look like you are going to be purchasing the assets when you do customize them, and I'll run through that in a minute. But like I said, these are all complementary. It's just a cart system when you customize it. So I'll show you that in a moment. But everything that you're seeing in this presentation is available to you in Brandserv. We do have the new guidelines for the identity standards on how to use the brand new logo. So anytime you have questions on that, again, you can feel free to reach out to the marketing group, but that can be found in the guidelines identity standard book as well. So Brandserv is a lot easier to navigate than it was prior when your access works. So if you see the same message that I got with whoops, just reach out and let me know and we'll get that corrected for you. But there is the new navigation and the new look now that they have all of the new guidelines up there. So coming back here, even though it's not quite working right, I can show you on this real quick. So we'll just go to virtual meeting backgrounds, for example. And then when you click on customize, Again, anytime it's in pink will not show on the asset that you get. It's just there to let you know that's where you're customizing it. You can always name it however you want to. You have the options of the version. So if you drop that down, you can generate a proof and it'll show you what it's going to look like. So in this particular case, it's a white background. So again, you can always go through all of your options to see which one you want. And then you will have the choice of your DBA. Now I do caution you to choose the right one, because depending on what your license is held with, we do have a lot of options. In Ohio, we have both Schmidt Family Companies and Schmidt Realty. In Michigan, we have Schmidt Realtors, Woodland Schmidt, and AJS Schmidt. It's a lot of Schmidt. Obviously, if you're sitting in Florida, there is Sunstar Realty, Premier Properties, and Paradise. So just make sure that you are choosing your correct DBA based on where your license is through. Once you have it customized, it does say order, but again, there is no money here. It is all complimentary. It's just a cart system so that you can get the asset that you just customized. So once you come into here, you do have the option to download, and then that's when it's going to download that as a JPEG, and then that asset, sorry, it opened to my other screen, that asset is available for you to use. Now obviously this is a virtual background, so you're not going to be putting it on social media or anything, but you do have all of those options here under marketing assets. In the logos is where you would find all of the updated DBA logos for commercial, which again, my access is not, oh, it is actually in there. So you can see it does have a lot of different options based on where you're going to be using the asset, light background, dark background, whatever it might be. The CB star, whether it's commercial, residential, or global luxury, is always showcased in white. So if you're trying to question which logo to pull down, keep that in mind, and it'll help you based on a light or dark background. CB star, as put forth in the identity standards, always will show up in white, and that's why there's different versions of that icon. And then in social media, you do have things like covers, posts, and stories, and there are videos in here as well. Again, any of the photography that you find in here is all able to be used by you across all social media platforms, any marketing materials that you have without any copyright issues. And that is Brandserv, which again is right here. So if you do have access to residential and commercial, there are two different versions. There's the CBC Brandserv, and then there's Brandserv. So again, make sure that you are in your right access to be able to see these tools specific to the commercial department. I'm gonna go back over to my other platform because I have these tiles formatted better for myself. There is a business planning tool. So if you are looking to set up your year for 2022, there is a really good business planning tool. Todd is actually working with another vendor, and more to come on that, but more assets will be coming out for you in the commercial department, specifically meant for commercial brokers. So let me check my questions. Okay, good. I don't see any more that came in. So that is the content I had for you guys today. So we'll go ahead and stay on for just a few moments in case you have any questions. Todd, was there anything that you wanted to add?
No, I just want to say to you, just an outstanding job as usual. I'm blown away by every time I watch the presentation or I go into the CBC desk. I'm always learning something new that I didn't know how to do. So I think the more people attend, the more they listen, the more they watch, the more they explore, the better access and the more advantage they have of these assets. So thank you so much. You did a fantastic job, and thank you to all that attended. And hopefully you got something out of it.
Great. Well, thank you, Todd. So to
wrap, you did a great job. And I want to do a shout out to Todd, because since Todd joined us, I've been seeing a lot of movement and support in Coldwell Banker Schmidt commercial. Including our LinkedIn profile. I got the invite on that, so thank you. Very good.
Yes.
Thank you, Daniela. Appreciate it.
Getting lots of momentum, so we're absolutely pleased to be able to bring this to you guys. So to wrap, I'll just point out we have schmidtcommercial.com is our education calendar. We are shooting for the third Thursday at 11 a.m. Every month to bring a different session to you guys. And then on Schmidt Video Classroom, we do have our commercial real estate playlist. Now, obviously, there's just one video in there right now, but we will be getting that more robust as we do these trainings. So go ahead, Mike, if you want to unmute and ask the build-out question. If I can't answer it, maybe Lindsay can, or we'll get back to you. But go ahead and let us know what the question is.
Well, you probably already said it, so I apologize. But
Okay.
Buildout, so when I clicked on it, it's asking for a username and password, so it didn't log me in. Is that something we have to register for?
I can probably do a password reset for you. As long as you are in CBC Desk, it does work on a feed. So as long as you're marked as a commercial in Dash, you will have access, but it may just be a password that you never were set up in. So I can go ahead.
And then could you just real quickly, I was having a hard time keeping up. So Buildout is what? Are our listings automatically being loaded there?
So
Like they are on Crixie and Brevitas?
So listings do not syndicate to Buildout yet. We are working with it. Todd's been working with Matt Kornfein at the brand. We're hopeful, but as of today, it does have to be manually added to Buildout.
Okay. And that's something the agent does then?
Yes, or staff if they're working with an ASC or a commercial ASC.
So one reason I asked, because like I don't need to pay for Brevitas or Crixie because there's hardly any listings in there. So my listings always show right at the top of the list whenever you go in a Gaylord, for example. But that's not a good thing. We'd rather be having listings where there's people looking at listings because there's a lot of listings to look at. So does Buildout do they have good inventory in there already from other competitors and stuff?
Buildout is more of a marketing tool. It's not really where you would go to find inventory.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry for being slow on that.
No, that's okay. It is slightly different than Brevitas and Crexie. So Buildout is
Got
more
it.
of a marketing platform.
Okay.
Kayla, in Michigan, Buildout does not syndicate. So we don't syndicate into it and nothing syndicates out from it. Now we are beta testing the Buildout syndication in our Sunstar region. But again, we're really hopeful that those two syndications come together as one, and that's what the brand is working on right now. But you are correct, it does not syndicate. Crexie and Brevitas do syndicate from our listings being put into our system. So MLS to our back office account tech /dash, it will feed out CBC Worldwide, which also feeds Brevitas and Crexie, does not syndicate to Buildout. Good questions. Great. Yes, that is correct, Kayla. And that is our Sunstar region. And so it's one or the other right now. You can shut off the syndication that the brand provides with Dash, you're correct. And you can turn on the Buildout syndication. And we are testing that in Sunstar right now. But because Buildout is manual entry of listings, if we do that, we have to do it across the entire region. And then any listing that we want to syndicate would manually have to be added to Buildout. So in Michigan, it's a little bit of a different beast because we do have a lot of what we consider residential agents doing both. And the syndication would just be broken if we switched over. So we are looking at that. We're monitoring how it's working in Sunstar. And we'll be hopeful that the brand can come to a better solution for us and bring those two syndications together to one. And obviously, we'll keep everybody updated as we learn more. Good. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for your time today. Head back to schmidtcommercial.com to see our session next month, which, if my memory serves me, right here is the 17th. And feel free to head to Schmidt Video Classroom in the commercial playlist. Thanks, everyone, for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Carrie.
Thanks, Todd.
Yep.